they did believe in things that weren't real. So when they talk about this thing that we're supposed to believe is real, when you have all this evidence that they believe things that aren't true.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You're now saying, yeah, but this one really was true.
Right.
Well, there's so many different things that they thought of and believed that weren't true. What is your personal belief when it comes to the resurrection? What do you think happened? Do you have a belief, or do you just try to interpret the text and try to see what is the message?
Well, I think as a historian, I do think it is a historical question. You have a guy who objectively lived. He objectively died. And then individuals close to his inner circle claim that they see him not dead.
Right.
Again.
This is a highly unusual activity. It's hard when you're dealing with illiterate populations, you're dealing with thousands of years of time, you're dealing with an oral tradition, and then you have us sitting here talking about it. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult for anybody who thinks of themselves as an intelligent person who's secular to even entertain the possibility that someone died and come back to life.
When we do history, it's an inference to the best explanation. Mm-hmm. And so there are probabilities of things that have happened in history where we can say, okay, there's a higher probability of event A happening and a lower probability of event B happening. The example I often give is like Jonah being swallowed by the fish. That's low probabilistically, not that it didn't happen, but that as a historian, we got to say, well, there's no independent cross-reference sources. You don't have multiple attestation for this particular event. The interesting thing about Jesus is that we have more evidence from different writings in the ancient world than we probably should have for someone of his stature. You're right in terms of all of these ancient conventions and the ways that things were spread around, but the Gospels are written in the lifetime of the eyewitnesses. And they're written in this period of time where you have groups of individuals who could have fact-checked those things. The Gospel of Luke and Acts, so same author wrote these documents. He says that Jesus was walking around teaching them for 40 days after he was resurrected from the dead. These are written within a time period when you have people who would have seen Jesus' ministry, who were there, say, at something like the feeding of the 5,000, who could have been able to verify some of these things that are being said. How do you explain it going from 11 scared disciples in an upper room to being willing to go out and die for the proclamation that you believe that Jesus rose from the dead, and you saw him and you touched him and you ate with him? He wasn't a ghost. You actually ate fish with the resurrected Jesus. Because Jesus wasn't the only messianic figure who arose and claimed to be the Messiah.
Right.
There were a number of individuals both prior to and after Jesus, but they die and the movement dies with them.